All right, back to here. Against this, it is held that the Greek equivalent epleutheroi would have been used in this case. However, the Roman designation would be common all over the empire. In what sense were they freedmen? And in what sense? What did it mean? Various answers are given. They were freedmen. This is A. They were freedmen from Jewish servitude, Lightfoot, a so-called theologian, I believe his name is Joseph Lightfoot, back in the 1800s. They were Italian freedmen who had become proselytes. That's B. Or C. They were the freedmen of Romans. Chrysostom, another. I believe there's a Jake right here. John Chrysostom, see that? Like a Jake. Okay, see that? 300 some AD. The freedmen of the Romans, the descendants of Jewish freedmen at Rome who had been expelled by Tiberius. We're going to deal with that. So it said that the descendants of freedmen at Rome who had been expelled by Tiberius. In 63 BC, Pompey had taken prisoners of war to Rome. Okay, let's deal with that real quick. It said Pompey, right? Let's do it. Pompey. Who's that? Pompey. Gaius Pompeius Magnus, usually known in English as Pompey or Pompey the Great, was a military and political leader of the late Roman Republic. He came from a wealthy Italian provincial background, and his father had been the first to establish the family among the Roman nobility. Pompey's immense success as a general, while still very young, enabled him to advance directly to his first consulship, without meeting the normal requirements for office. His success as military commander in Sulla's Second Civil War resulted in Sulla bestowing the nickname Magnus, or the Great, upon him. He was consul 3 times to celebrate 3 triumphs. So we know what Pompey was, right? And he lived between September 29th, 106 BC to September 28th, 48 BC. Now it says in 63 BC he took these prisoners of war to Rome. Now what was 63 BC during the time of Pompey? The siege of Jerusalem, 63 BC. The siege of Jerusalem, 63 BC, occurred during Pompey the Great's campaign in the east. Shortly after the successful conclusion of the Third Mithridatic War, Pompey had been asked to intervene in the internecine war between Hyrcanus II and Aristobulus II for the throne of the Hasmonean kingdom. Internecine means destructive to both sides in the conflict, or relating to conflict within a group or organization. His conquest of Jerusalem, however, spelled the end of Jewish independence and the incorporation of Judea in the Roman Republic as a client kingdom. So you understand, let's go back. In 63 BC, or during the siege of Jerusalem, Pompey, or Pompey the Great, had taken prisoners of war, which is talking about Jews, Israelites, because this is talking about the word libertine. We already went to the Greek in the book of Acts 6th chapter, going to libertine, and how libertine is talking about the Israelites who were taken captive by Pompey. So we right on the ball, we right on the money, we on point. These being liberated by those who had acquired them as slaves, set free from the colony on the banks of the Tiber. Tacitus relates that the Senate decreed 19 AD. We're gonna deal with that. We're gonna deal with all of this. We ain't skipping nothing, okay? That a number of Jewish libertines Israelite libertines should be transported to Sardinia. That the rest should leave Italy unless they renounce before a certain day their profane customs. Many would naturally seek refuge in Jerusalem and build their synagogue. So who they had to have been? They had to have been freedmen of the Romans, as we read in the Blue Letter, and as you read in the scriptures in Acts 6th chapter. Okay? And in 63 BC, Pompey, or 63 BC, during the siege of Jerusalem, Pompey the Great had taken Israelites captive. He had taken them prisoners of war captive and brought them to Rome. And let's deal with we're gonna go to this. I want to go to libertine here too. I'm gonna add them online. Bear me 1 second. Do with libertines right here too. It says libertine, free, unrestrained. I'm going to jump right down to the point. Libertine, noun, a freedman, an emancipated slave. Latin libertinus, condition of a freedman, member of a class of freedmen. So it means freedman. One's freedman, emancipated person. So it says 63 BC Pompey, and it mentions Tiberius, and it mentions 19 AD. We're going to deal with that. But before we get there, let's go to this next page real quick. Okay? Go to this next page real quick. Alright? Go right down to the point. BiblicalEncyclopedia.com, libertine. When we read this, we're going to deal with the Tiberius and 19 AD thing. I know. You know what I'm saying? The earliest explanation of the word Chrysostom, the early definition of the word libertine, is also that which has been adopted by the most recent authorities. The libertini are Jews having been taken prisoners by Pompey and other Roman generals in the Syrian war. So we're on point. Had been reduced to slavery and had afterwards been emancipated or set free and returned permanently or for a time to the country of their fathers. Then we go here in the blue letter to the word libertine, and it said they had built it on the synagogue in Rome, which they frequented when in that city. So we on point. It says of the existence of a large body of Jews in this position at Rome, we have abundant evidence. So we have abundant evidence of Israelites being in Rome. That's why when Paul spoke about that, Romans the first chapter. Okay, Romans the first chapter. Okay, and it says I'm gonna go to Romans chapter 1, verse 7. It says, to all that be in Rome, beloved of the Most High, called to be saints, grace to you and peace from the Most High our Father and the Lord Yahweh Shai. Bear me 1 second, brother. I'm back. I'm gonna read it again. Where was I? I'll read it again. To all that be in Rome, beloved of the Most High, called to be saints, grace to you and peace from the Most High our Father and the Lord Yahweh Shai. So it said called to be saints, right? Now who are the saints? Psalm to the 140 verse 14. It says, He also exalteth the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, even of the children of Israel, a people near unto him, praise ye Yahweh Bashmi Shah. So the Israelites are his saints, even of the children of Israel. The Israelites are the saints. That's what it's talking about. So you had Israelites in Rome, man. What are these guys talking about? That's what Paul was speaking to in the book of Romans. But let's keep reading. It says, under Tiberius, now let's deal with Tiberius now. Okay. I'm gonna go here. Because for some reason the page that got Tiberius on it ain't loading up. Tiberius, November 1642 BC, March 1637 AD, was a Roman emperor from 14 AD to 37 AD, born Tiberius Claudius Nero, a Claudian. Tiberius was the son of Tiberius Claudius Nero and Livia Drusilla. His mother divorced Nero and married Octavian, later known as Augustus, in 39 BC, making him a stepson of Octavian. Okay, I could read more, but I'm not going to read no more because, like I said, due to the interest of time. So we got Tiberius, right? We got Tiberius now. Okay? It says, under Tiberius, the Senatus Consultum. What's the Senatus Consultum? The Senatus Consultum is referencing that decree that was made by the Senate in 19 AD. That's the Senatus Consultum. That's what it's referencing here on this page. Okay? That's the decree that was set forth in 19 AD. But can we read that? Can we look at that? Of course we can look at that. Let's go down. I'm going to go right to the point. I'm not going to read extra stuff like I might normally do. I'm going to go right to the point, you know. This is here, go right here. During Tiberius' reign, Jews had become more prominent in Rome, and Jewish and Gentile followers, or Israelite and Gentile followers, which were Israelite foreigners, those the Gentiles were, Israelites who had lost their way, who had lost the knowledge of who they were, followers of Yahweh Shah, says Jesus here, began proselytizing or converting Roman citizens. Yeah, they began proselytizing or converting Roman citizens. We read that in the book of Rome, didn't we? In the book of Rome, excuse me. We read that in the book of Romans, right? How you had Israelites living in Rome. Okay. See if I can find something here. Yeah, Acts chapter 2, verse 10. I'm starting from verse 1. And when the day of Pentecost was fully come, they were all with one accord in one place, and suddenly there came a sound from heaven as of a rushing mighty wind, and it filled all the house where they were sitting. And jump down. All right, and they're dwelling at Jerusalem. No, I gotta keep reading.